The 2019 NHL draft is less than 12 hours away, and with that much time remaining, I'm only now getting the chance to make a video. Unfortunately, and I'm sorry for this, I'm only now getting to record this because we've had exams this week, and I just didn't have much time to get all this done. And before that, I wasn't feeling great, and so this is the only real chance I've gotten to make videos. And so, this is my 2019 NHL mock draft. Without any further ado, please keep in mind that these are just my opinion, and in no way am I saying that these players are guaranteed to go in these positions, or that any player here is that much better than the other, because outside of the top 2, 3 maybe, it gets really messy, and I've seen many drafts that just have completely different things, but this is just my top 10 for the NHL draft. First overall, and what's become less of an obvious choice as the years went on, is Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes plays for the U.S. National Under-18 team, the U.S. Development Program, and at the beginning of the year, it was kind of obvious that he was going first overall. But a good performance from Kakko at the World Junior Championships definitely made Hughes feeling a little bit uncomfortable with where he was. But I definitely think that the best possible choice you can go with here, no matter what, is Jack Hughes. I don't think you're going wrong. I mean, how can you go wrong with 112 points in 50 games with the U.S. National Under-18 team as the captain? Even at the World Juniors, he wasn't bad. He had 4 points in 4 games. Not bad at all. I don't think you can go wrong with Hughes. He's a very dynamic forward. He has the ability to be a difference maker. He's always a step ahead of the play, and he's got quite an IQ, a high hockey IQ. I don't think you can really go wrong with Hughes or Kakko. Second overall, and this guy must really not like me going to the New York Rangers because I've spelt his name wrong by accident here, and because I'm in a rush to get this video out, I'm sorry I can't correct it. I spelled Kakko wrong, of course. But last video, I called him a defenseman when he's actually a winger, so he must really not like me. So, he's ranked number 2 by almost everything. He's the number 1 ranked European skater. That's the only thing he's ranked number 1 in, unfortunately, but he had a really good performance this season. He had 5 points in 7 games at the World Junior Championships and was able to do a lot this year internationally with the junior teams. For Finland, he had 14 points at 18 games, and for Finland at the World Championships, he had 7 points in 10 games. And so, representing Finland in general at the international level, he had 11 points in 18 games, which is very impressive for someone of his age. He was playing in the Liga this year. He had 38 points in 45 games, 22 goals, 16 assists. He tends to be a little bit more of a goal scorer, although he can set people up too. He has a high hockey IQ. He can make smart offensive plays, and he's strong enough to compete with men, as we know, making him NHL ready. And I'm sure that even if you didn't get Jack Hughes first overall, you're getting a nice consolation prize with a guy who's shown that he can play with some of the best players at the international level and still excel. Next up here, and this is where it starts getting a little messy, we have Alex Turcotte. Of course, Turcotte was currently ranked within the top 10 in everything that I can see here. He's ranked 3rd, 4th, 5th, 4th, 7th, 4th, 3rd, and 4th. So he's almost always inside of the top 5. And so I think that he can definitely go 3rd overall based on just the fact of what team he could go to. He's from around Chicago, which that's a big factor for the Chicago Blackhawks who may be drafting him. If they can get a guy from around there, and he plays a similar style of game to Jonathan Toews, who also has a strong 200-foot game and is always constantly competitive. He's a two-way center. He's got elite vision and playmaking. He played 37 games, 27 goals, 35 assists for a total of 62 points with the U.S. National Under-18. At the World Juniors, he had 9 points in 7 games, which is big for him. You know he's performing well. You know he can perform well. He just needs to make that step up into the NHL within a few. And if he can do that this year, which I'm not completely positive, but if he can make that step into the NHL within a year or two, he can definitely be a good choice for Chicago, which realistically I don't think is that many pieces away from being a playoff contender. Turcotte, number 3. Coming in at 4th, we have Dylan Cozens, which seems like a huge jump considering most places don't have him ranked in anywhere inside the top 5. But I just decided I would do this simply because he plays a mature two-way game, is extremely competitive, and possesses a subtly high-end hockey sense that allows him to impact the game as said by eprinkside.com in 2019. So, he had 84 points in the WHL, 34 goals, 50 assists, which is very good numbers. I mean, in the World Juniors, he had 9 points in 7 games, which is 4 goals, 5 assists, which is very good, wearing the A for the World Juniors. And I just really think that's an impressive performance there, and I think that he's a good enough player that he can possibly end up in the 4th position. I'm not necessarily sure that it's a guarantee that he ends up there, and I definitely think they could end up going with Bowen Byram, because they would like to have another defenseman, such as Bowen Byram, to go along with the defense they currently have on the Avalanche. But I think for now, Cousins could go to the Avalanche. Coming in at number 5, the best defenseman in this draft is Bowen Byram. I really think that he could go anywhere between 4th, 5th, and 3rd, which is very impressive, and he's exceptionally gifted. He possesses elite skating ability and is at his best when playing under high-energy, up-tempo hockey.
So when Mike decided now would be a perfect time to cut out, but you get the point about Byram, he's a great player.
Coming in at number 6, we have Vasily Podkolzin. Podkolzin really got on the radar at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup as the captain of Russia's under-18 hockey team. He put up 11 points in 5 games, which is a very big number. Nothing that you would have really expected from Podkolzin at that time. And now he really got onto the radar of NHL teams, and I think he can go around the top 6, top 10, maybe if not the top. If not around 6th, he can go in the top 10. If he drops a little bit outside of that, I don't see him dropping that far, maybe 11th, 12th. And with Russia under 18 international, he had 15 points in 8 games. And he can play a fierce but disciplined game, and he's very strong on the puck, a complete winger with all the qualities you want in a player, as said by Craig Button from TSN. And so, I definitely think that he has a very good chance of going 6th overall, if not inside the top 10, for sure. Around here is where I would have normally put in Peyton Krebs at this point, but with the injury to Krebs, you wonder if he's going to slide a little bit just because of the concern about injury and his well-being. But here I have Kirby Dach, who could fall outside of the top 10, but he's ranked the 3rd best North American skater. A few things have him around 10, but a lot of them have him around 7, 8, so I'm going to put him number 7. He has a capacity to play a physical game and can shoot fairly good, and he has a combination of size, strength, and puck skills, an offense-first mentality, soft hands, good puck pursuit, and quick stick, according to Elite Prospects ISS Hockey. And in 62 games with the Saskatoon Blades of the WHL, he put up 73 points, 25 goals, and 48 assists. With Canada, at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup, he had 7 points in 5 games, 2 goals, 5 assists. Dach could easily be a talented forward to come out of this draft, and whatever team gets him will be lucky. 7 points in 5 games, 2 goals, 5 assists. Dach could easily be a talented forward to come out of this draft, and whatever team gets him will be lucky. He's rated generally a bit below this, but I'll have Cole Caulfield at number 8. I've seen him a lot of times around 9, according to a lot of scouting things, but I definitely think Caulfield could go number 8 in this draft. With the U.S. national team under 18, he put up 100 points. That's a lot. But then you look at it, he had 72 goals. He can for sure be an elite goal scorer with a sniper. He can fire at lightning speed past goaltenders with laser-like precision. It might not be the strongest defensively, but he's definitely got a lot of goal-scoring prowess right now and can become an electrifying goal-scoring machine. The Anaheim Ducks have drafted defensemen twice in the first round in the last couple of years, and I don't see that not continuing with Phillip Roberge, who I decided I was going to have on the screen before I even mentioned his name. Phillip Roberge, who I apparently spelled bad after it had him coming up with 2 L's on something I searched up. I put him in with 2 L's, and of course it spelled Phillip with 1 L. So Phillip Roberge with an L is ranked a lot of different spots. Frankly, he could go anywhere between 9 and 29, and I could see any of those. Realistically, I'm going to go for a reach. The Anaheim Ducks have selected defensemen twice in the last 2 years in the first round, and I would like to see them continue that. Maybe fill out their defensive core, and then they can work on drafting some forwards for this rough rebuild. But I think Phillip Roberge could easily go here. He is a gifted two-way defenseman with fluid skating, and he's one of the best skaters in his draft class for sure. Smooth defenseman, likes to take advantage of his remarkable skating ability and good reach. And, of course, that's why I think Broberg can go fairly high compared to where he's projected. At number 10 to the Vancouver Canucks, I have Matthew Boldy. Boldy is a left winger and something that Vancouver could definitely use. He could be the perfect pick for them. He's ranked just around number 10 in almost everything I've seen. And he's, of course, he put up 81 points in 64 games with the U.S. National Under-18 team as an assistant captain, 33 goals, 48 assists, 28 penalty minutes, so not bad in penalty minutes, no plus-minus stats there. But he looks like he might be committed to Boston College next year, which is unfortunate, but he's a highly effective offensive winger with size, fantastic hands, and puck skills, according to eprinkside.com. And so I definitely think Boldy could go well for this. He's a big forward. He's 6'2", 192 pounds, so he's tall. He's not necessarily too heavy, but he's a left shooter, and he can score some goals, but he can also put up assists. So that's my reasoning behind Matthew Boldy.